Hi, welcome back to Whimsy Crafter. I hope you all are doing great. In one of my previous videos, I had shown you how I treated my orchids first time after they came in transit. After that, I showed you how I potted one of those orchids, that is a foxtail orchid or Rhynchostylis retusa orchid, in a coconut husk. And in today's video, I am going to show you how I will be potting my Phalaenopsis orchid seedling. This is my first Phalaenopsis orchid seedling, and in today's video, I'll show you in a very simple manner how I potted this little plant. Now, before I begin, I want to reiterate one fact, that is, Phalaenopsis orchid, like your Rhynchostylis or foxtail orchid, is a monopodial orchid. There's a single stem right in the center and leaves emerge on the lateral sides of the single stem. These orchids are not like your Dendrobium or Catalea orchids, which have multiple growths, emerging from the central base. This plant is just a plant with one single stem and leaves from either sides, and the spikes emerge from in between the leaves. So this orchid is more prone to catch fungus right in the crown, and it is very important to follow some steps which will ensure that your orchid plant does not catch fungus right after you repot it. So like always, today the media that I'll be using over here is inorganic media, and you will see Phalaenopsis orchids being potted in sphagnum moss in most of the videos that you find on YouTube or on other sources on the internet. But as far as the climate of Kolkata, India is concerned, sphagnum moss is not really a good choice, and definitely not so for beginners, because it catches fungus very easily owing to the fact that it holds on to a lot of moisture. And I am not going to do that to my orchid. Plus, you also find these orchids being potted in pine bark. Pine bark is very expensive and quite difficult to find over here in Kolkata. So I will not go into all those complicacies. I will try to keep this as simple as possible, and I'll try to pot this using ingredients which are easily available around me. So without further ado, let me show you what I'm using. So here I am using pieces of brick and charcoal. I have soaked them in water overnight, and that water contained fungicide, and after soaking them overnight, I have drained the water and I have dried them completely before using them. This is a way of sterilizing them to eliminate any chances of fungus that might be there in these pieces, and these pieces have to be near about an inch or slightly bigger than an inch. Now this plant came in this mesh-like pot when it came in transit, and I will take a pot today which will be almost near about the same size of the pot in which the plant came in. And to create such a pot, I have actually taken a 500 ml water bottle, the disposable water PET bottles that we get, and I have cut off the base, and then I have drilled holes using a warm piece of metal on all the sides of this container, because the Phalaenopsis orchid roots need to breathe, so there should be ventilation or air circulation, holes on the entire container, and also at the base as well. Okay, the container at the base will ensure that no water remains accumulated in the container, and the holes on the sides of the container will ensure that the roots are able to breathe and that they don't suffocate. So the procedure is very, very simple. First, I have shown you how I have treated the orchid plant. I will link it up in the I button for you to check. So let me just show you how I go about this procedure. I'll first take a few pieces of charcoal and brick, and I'll line the bottom of the container. Okay. So I'm slowly lining the bottom of the container with pieces of brick and charcoal like this. The bigger the pieces, the better the air circulation around the roots. That is the whole idea. Do not pot the orchids in soil. Soil is not the media where epiphytic orchids grow. So they usually grow clinging onto tree bark or crevices of mountains and rocks. So this is the best possible alternative in a budget which can mimic their actual growing conditions in nature. So that is why this particular media. So once I have lined the bottom of the container with the brick and charcoal pieces, I'll now slowly place the Phalaenopsis orchid and I'll position it right above the layer of this brick and charcoal piece. And now very carefully, I'll fill the gaps with a few more pieces of charcoal and brick like this. Do not press down the plant too much. Just see that the plant is stable enough in the pot and it does not topple out of the pot like. Okay. So once you are done, you need to place this particular plant at a place where it receives, bright morning sunlight. Okay. So this is how I have placed this particular plant, and these blue dots over here are, fungicide paste that I have applied on the wounds that are already there on the leaves. And you see, this is how you need to keep your plant. I have, for your reference, that I have kept the plant over here on the window, and this is my east facing window, and you have to ensure that the plant is not moved too much once it is repotted. And I have kind of kept this plant on a tray filled with pebbles, as you can see. Like I told you, I have kept my plant on my east facing window, which receives sunlight up to say around 8 a.m. in the morning. And you have to ensure that the leaves do not get the harsh direct sunlight, because Phalaenopsis leaves are prone to getting sunburn very easily. So the reason why I have placed this tray filled with pebbles is that I put a very thin layer of water in this tray, and when sunlight falls on this, or when this tray gets heated up owing to the heat outside, the water, is evaporated in the form of water vapor, and that is what ensures humidity around the plant. And this is a kind of condition that Phalaenopsis orchids really love. So this is on day 3 after my repotting. The media has near about dried, and now I will show you how I watered my Phalaenopsis orchid after repotting. You do not need to you do not need to water immediately. Wait for the media to dry out a bit, only then water. Okay. So this is the 3rd day after repotting, and this is how I am watering my Phalaenopsis orchid. You can either use a spray or a gentle jet of water to drench your media slowly and steadily, or you can directly fill a container or a tray like this with water and let your container or your Phalaenopsis orchid pot sit in that tray or container filled with water for say 20 to 25 minutes. The idea is to ensure that the media absorbs the required quantity of moisture properly. And once you are done, you can slowly remove the pot and just tilt it like this to remove any excess water that may have accumulated in the tray or in the container, And you see the media is quite moist right now, and I'll make sure that there is no excess water in this particular pot. And after that, I will take a fine mister and I'll fill it half with hydrogen peroxide and half with water, that is 1:1 ratio, and I'll spray the media and the undersides of the leaves to eliminate any chances of bacterial infection. This is an optional step. You don't need to do it. I did it to ensure that there is no chance of bacterial attack, and since this is my first Phalaenopsis orchid, I am being extra cautious. I have already sterilized this plant, if you remember, so this step is optional. You can skip this easily. It won't be an issue. Okay, the last step that I like doing is I take a cotton cloth like this and I use this to slowly soak up any water that might have accumulated within the crevices of the leaves, This is also optional because if you keep the plant in a well ventilated area, the plant dries up quite fast. Still, to be extra cautious, I have done this. This is an optional step. Make sure that your plant stays in a well ventilated area. It is normal for a leaf or two at the base to fall off after you repot. Please don't be afraid. The plant will bounce back. Thank you so much for watching this video. Don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to Whimsy Crafter.